Hey guys, welcome back to Candid Convos.
It's your girl Jazz
and Ray
and Bria Monet, and we have our special guest, our lovely niece and Gen Y insider, Latajah.
Yeah, so I...
That's all right. We do that sometimes. Get that out. Yeah.
This is your first time doing a podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm Gen Y. And basically, I'm here so that they can get my input from my generation's point of view.
Because they think we're so far removed from this generation, but we're really not. But I think having an insider from these high schoolers' point of view.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially,
it's monumental in understanding them.
Right. I was going to say, especially with everything going on with high schools.
Yeah.
It's essential to understand on your level and on you guys' level, like what's going on, your perspective, and give you guys a voice, because I feel like a lot of times older generations try to like silence the voice of kids,
or definitely minimize it.
Silence
it, minimize it as if it's not.
It's like,
important.
oh, you're a child, stay in a child's place, and it's like you're a full-grown human being, though. Really, like
who has experiences and actually living it. We're just getting the second hand of what these high schoolers are experiencing, but you're living it day in and day out. So give us the goods.
What is high school like?
It's drama filled, really, but it's kind of like it's a lot of work now. Well, this my school, the school that I go to, is like not like regular public schools, so they push us harder and they give us more work than they would give like a regular, like typical public high school.
Really?
And they're so strict. Yeah, they're strict on like everything. It's, like
when you say not like a normal public school, what do you mean?
Like,
is it college prep?
Basic. Yeah. That's what it is. Like most schools, say for instance like dual enrollment, you would have to be in like 11th grade at least, and you have to have a certain amount of like credits to even take dual enrollment. But I started dual enrollment in 9th grade, so like you could.
I wish.
Yeah, my school lets you do that.
So what about? Let me ask you. What about? Are there any restrictions with like hair, makeup, nails? Because we had like strict restrictions.
Yeah,
hair,
boys' hair couldn't touch their collar.
Oh yeah, like private school.
Yeah, the beard, facial hair. So
my school, they don't really say anything about my hair. Like me, I come to school with like different hair colors.
We know. Experiment.
Yeah, people actually like it. Like they'd be like, "Oh, I like it," or they'd be like, "Oh, what color?" Like they look for it to see what color I'm gonna come in now.
What about the teachers? Like students, I would imagine kind of like, okay, you got a new color. What about your teachers though?
9th grade year. It was, I had this one teacher, and she actually had a problem with my hair. And I think I had a blonde hair, and I walked into class one day, and I was sitting in class, and we were doing work. It was, like, quiet, and she told me, like, to come to her desk. So I went to her desk, and that's when she was, like, she tried to kind of whisper, but, you know, the class is quiet, so you can hear, and she was just like, oh, I don't really like this color on you. So I'm looking like... First, I'm looking like, did you really just call me up here for this? So I'm just, I didn't say anything. I'm just looking like, is this for real? And she was just like, you know, it makes you just look so, she was like, it makes you look so, like, light or whatever. She was like, I don't really like the color on you. She was like, you need to stick to your roots.
Was this a black woman or a white woman?
A white woman. So she told me, she was like, oh, you need to stick to your roots or whatever.
What's my roots? Exactly.
You don't know me.
Right. Exactly. My roots.
You don't know me. So she was like, oh, I think you should just stick to your roots or whatever. I feel like you're trying to be something you're not because of my hair.
Wow.
So I'm looking, and she was just like, you know, there's a lot of, she was like, do you have Instagram? So I'm like, yeah. So she's like, go on your phone. And then she pulls out her phone. So I'm looking like, what is this lady doing?
What?
So she pulls up she goes on her phone, she goes on Instagram, and she pulls up the page called Natural Girls Rock. And she was like, you should follow this page. This lady, she makes nice little bows, and she does the nice little natural styles or whatever. So I'm looking.
Does she have a black child at home that she thinks?
How dare you as a white woman think you can step to me and say like,
you need to appreciate your their culture more.
Appreciate your culture. And while you're at it, follow this Instagram for
inspiration.
So that's not it. So
there's more.
There's more. So that's not it, because at the time I was wearing contacts, I think. And so she was just like, and I've never seen your natural eye color. Mind you, I come to school, I don't wear contacts every day. Like, sometimes I won't wear contacts. So she's seen my real eye color. She was like, I've never seen your real hair or your natural eye color. One day I want to see your natural, like, the natural you with your natural eye color, your natural hair. So I'm just looking like, are you serious? So, like, the kids in my class, like, after class, they're like, what was she talking about? Like, did she really just cut up there for that? Like, you can hear. So now when she sees me in school, she comes up to me.
Flip my hair.
No, listen, she comes up to me and she will stop and she'll give me a hug. And then, like, last week I had purple hair and she was just like, oh, I love this. Like, she was just like, I love this color on you. Oh my gosh. She was like, I love it. And then that's when she was like, because one time I had, like, it was like silver gray hair, and she was just like, you know,
all these colors.
I need some of this.
She was like, you dye your hair colors that. She was like, you dye your hair a color that I try to get rid of. So I was like, oh, you're talking about my gray hair? She's like, yeah. So now when she sees me, she hugs me and she says that she likes my hair or whatever. And then it's like one time I had like long eyelashes and she was like, look at you with these fans on.
Don't
she's so weird.
No. How old is she? What, like, age range?
She has to be 40.
40 plus.
Maybe, yeah, 40
okay.
She's older, but I feel like now she compliments it because she sees like now that's the new trend. A lot of people wear it, but back then it was like I was like the only one wearing it at the school, so she wasn't used to it. But I feel like keep that to yourself, right? Because I don't care, and I still went to school wearing my hair like
right. I'm not gonna stop to make you more comfortable,
right?
Because my hair, my experimenting like upsets you or offends
insults
you or
whatever.
Exactly.
But I wonder what she was trying to get at with being this thing that you're not when you have blonde hair and like
exactly. You don't know.
Is she trying to insinuate like
I'm trying to
don't
be white
like a white girl?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like you don't know my roots. You don't know my natural hair color or anything. So,
bro, stick to your job,
right?
And just teach. I don't know if she's trying to have like a close moment, like
that
maybe if I share
building
with this young girl, like,
but it's unsolicited. It goes back to the last episode. Like, that's unsolicited. No one asked for that.
Yeah,
you know, like I think if you want to give a compliment, that's one thing. But if you have an opinion that I didn't ask for, like, keep it to yourself.
Right.
And it made me kind of wonder, like, what is she battling with? The fact that you feel like you can come to a student and say this, and this. Like, what inner workings do you need to deal with? Because it's like, embrace your natural self.
You don't know.
Like, how do you know that I'm not, like, Black Power with my wig? Like, why does that be one or the other?
Right.
Like, I can wear purple wigs and gray wigs and still...
Get my education, because that's what I'm here for.
That's what I'm here for. Like, oh, how dare you? Yeah, that's overstepping.
And I think it's perfect, like, speaking on roles. And again, I feel like that's someone placing you in that, oh, you're a child and you don't know any better. Let me teach you.
Let me tell you what you need to be successful.
Right. Like, it's like, no, I'm good, though. What roles do you feel like you've been kind of judged immediately? We just talked about one with you, but I'm just saying, like, what other roles have you found yourself in life that you feel like you've immediately been judged by another woman? Because I think that speaks to us as women and womanhood. And then I think it goes even further when you think about how we're treated by other Black women.
Yes.
So I'm just curious because I have one in my head.
Okay. I have mine.
Okay.
So I guess I'll start. I think the first time I kind of felt it was when I signed True up for ballet. So she was 2 years old, so that put me at 23. So I was like the youngest mom there. And so, you know, I'm there Saturday morning. I got my daughter, and all of the other moms are at least like 30 plus. So it's an
more than
obvious,
just 30 plus. It's like 35.
35.
Plus,
okay, yeah. To be real,
that's fair, yeah.
And then there was like one other young mom who was like my age, a young Black girl. And her daughter just was not a fan. So she would like fall out. And so she stopped coming. And I kind of like lost my partner. Like, no. Like, sis, come on. But, right. But it was kind of that thing. And I think it was kind of the unspoken, like, are you the nanny? You know, like, you know, because it was like that vibe, right? It was kind of like the energy that I got more so than like, okay, mom.
Yeah.
Right. It was kind of just like,
or
okay,
the
big sister or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, until you hear your kids like, mommy.
Right.
You know, and so I think that was probably one of my first times into motherhood.
Yeah.
When I kind of felt like I was judged by other older women and like,
what
you know what you're doing?
For?
Right. It's like, I'm figuring it out.
Right. Like, aren't we all figuring out how to parent? Like,
and the thing is, the place that you were taking her,
Yeah.
and we took the girls to do dance, is in a predominantly white neighborhood.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you have these mothers that have gone on to get their education and get into their career first.
Right.
And now they're having kids at 35, 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And you have us having kids at 20, 21.
Exactly.
And I think there's like a disconnect because you have these other older women judging. Like you said, do you know what you're doing? Or they may think, I still get people thinking I'm like 24, 25 years old.
Okay.
Yes. So it's like you see this 8-year-old child, now they start judging about, wait, how old did you have this child?
Right.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try to do the math to figure out
Yeah.
if I'm old enough to be a mom.
Right.
Like,
I just
that's
look this
funny
good.
because I've noticed that when I have all 4 of the kids, so I have y'all kids and I have Ymir. When I'm out with them, whether it's like at a store or I pick them up from school, I can see like people looking like
With multiples?
multiples, and they don't look
yeah.
the same,
No.
and they're like
Oh,
different
shit.
ages. So now I got like a bunch of different babies, and it's just like unless you talk to me, and you like hear like them say auntie or something, you're not gonna know.
Right.
But I've definitely gotten those looks before.
Yeah.
Maybe I do have 4 kids.
Hey, why
At
can't
25.
you? Hey, as long as if you can take care of all of them, go ahead.
That's a lot though. I'm not gonna lie. Just an hour with them and I'm just like done.
Yeah.
But I think one of the first instances where I've experienced feeling judged by another black woman would be in high school. You guys know the story. The first guy I dated, I feel like his mom treated me like I was the outcast of some sort or something. I don't know if it was she was a single mother. And being that you're a single mother, you have a relationship with your son, whatever. Maybe you can understand or shed some light. I don't know. But I think it's like one of those things where like no one's ever good enough for my kid type of thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like you have to look at like you raised this human being. You would hope that you instilled in them values that they're going to bring home someone who's good. And I feel like I just felt judged and like never really welcome type of thing. So I feel like I always had this kind of fear of like the mother-in-law, like
syndrome.
right? Like, is it gonna be like
monster-in-law?
right? Like the movie, like.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious, like, is that something with your day and age, like with dating, is meeting the parents still a big deal? Because it was kind of like a serious.
I mean, from what I see, not really. It's like most. Like, cause the way we like view each other's lives is through Instagram, so I don't really know how it is in real life for them. But like, the way I see it is like they'll be texting their boyfriend's mom, like, "Oh hey, what's up?" Like going out with them and stuff like that. Like talking to like them like their friends. Or whatever.
Very friendly.
So, yeah, I feel like it's not as a big of a deal because like I feel like the mom be meeting everybody who they talk to.
Yeah.
So
very true.
I mean, I don't know because
I think, especially as a single mom, your concern is, are you trapping him? Or are you trying to even knock him off course? You know, I got a son who's like focused and he's good and this and that. And now you got the pretty little girl who done stole his attention and it's like, yo, you good? Right. So, I mean, what I would imagine being a single mom. I don't know. I'm not a single mother of a son. Yeah. So that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah. I think a role that I play that I feel like I've been judged in probably on a daily basis is just the role of woman. And I say that because at my job, I could say the role of a worker, but as a hostess, I'm the first person people see when they come into the restaurant.
Yes.
So you see these couples coming in, you see the black couples, and it's like right off rip, I hate to do it, but you can judge how it's going to be.
You can sense it.
You either have a couple that looks like they're going to come in, they're going to speak, and they're going to have a good time, or you got the girl that come in, it's like, oh, this bitch at the front door, and starts like rolling eyes before you say hi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what
It's
the
like
fuck?
she's like waiting for him to say like hello to you, so she can like,
so she could be like, oh hello.
or they walk in first and be like, yeah, too. I'm like, okay, this way. Just come on. I don't want to say hello. Yeah,
Right.
I don't have time for your energy. First of all, I'm gonna look at you. Ain't nobody trying to look at your nigga. Because the moment I look at him and he looking too hard and now he looking away, just look away. It's too fucking much. So I feel like I get judged at work because one, I don't wear my clothes baggy. Like my shit has to be fitted because or else I'm just gonna look like I'm wearing a bag.
Yeah.
So my skirt, y'all know my skirt's a little tight and cinched at the waist. It's the way I like it. I don't think it's fitted. But with having the tights on and the type of skirt that it is, the shit roll up. And it's my thighs and it's been my whole life. It's my thighs. It's gonna roll up. Yeah. So I always, readjust before I start.
Big thigh problem.
So I mean, I see them coming. I'm gonna make myself appropriate. I'm not gonna turn the corner but then I turn the corner, my ass is there. So I can't. What do you do?
All this ass is here. I don't know.
So I mean, I just feel like Black women do a lot of judging because you have the white women that come in like, oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous. Do you model? And I'm like, actually, I do. I do model. Yeah. But then you have the Black women that come in, and if they're older, they'll speak. Yeah. If they're younger and our age,
wow,
attitude off rip.
Yeah. Well, that makes me think about not so much attitude, but thinking of roles and okay, we're all nieces. Mm-hmm. I don't say we're all aunts. We're not all aunts. But we're all nieces.
Yes.
And I kind of want to talk about experiences as a niece and kind of how that's shaped you in a way. Okay. Just speaking from my experience, and I guess you guys' experience, we've only had one aunt that we're really close with. Mm-hmm. Hey, Auntie Shanita.
Hey, Auntie Shanita. You know who you are.
Right. But it's interesting because we have multiple aunts. Yes. And so it's kind of interesting, why is it that we have this close relationship and this close bond with one out of...
I was just about to say, one who's out of state. We never lived close. Well, she lived here temporarily when we were younger. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, out of state versus aunts who live in the same city, same zip code, and don't have that
relationship.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
I think age has to do a thing with it. Has something to do with it because... The aunts that live here are 50
older.
Plus.
Yeah.
They're 50 plus.
Older.
Right. Yeah. Versus, okay, that's our dad's dad. I mean, our dad's sibling.
Side. Yeah, that side.
Yeah, and with him being a baby at 53 years old and all his sisters
are older.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah, I think that played a role in it.
Definitely.
On top of Auntie Shanita, she is 13 years younger than mommy. I think she's maybe 10 years, if that, older than me. Right. So it's almost like a big sister that I can look up to and not somebody that's like an aunt.
Makes sense.
Growing up, definitely. I think that aunt level of respect was always there with her. And I think it started because I remember when we were younger, and I think we called her Shanita. And she was like, no. Mm-hmm. I am your aunt. You will call me Auntie Shanita. That level of respect.
We did have that conversation.
Yes, I remember that conversation. I was like, oh shit. She checked us. So it was so good.
That's
but it was
funny. I remember that.
Yeah. And I was oh shit, because I think we were calling Uncle Charles. No, we called him Uncle Charles, and he's younger than her. So we said Uncle Charles and Shanita, and she nah. And she nipped it in the butt. But she was also, like you said, that big sister. She put us on the R&B music. Mm-hmm. She taught us things and told us these different things that we didn't have from other aunts. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably where that connection as a niece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I have a lot of aunties actually.
You do?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
I think I have 5.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's and it's one aunt, I don't really talk to her as much. She'll call and we'll talk, but she doesn't live down here. She lives in Texas, but she always calls and she'll check on me or whatever. She'll in my grades, she'll be like, oh, what's your grades, or send me your report card or whatever, and she'll send me money because of my grades or whatever. And we talk, but she's in the Army now, so we really barely talk. But she'll come down and we'll hang out. When she was just down here, I was with her the whole time she was here.
Nice.
And
awesome. It was real quick, what's the age? Because she's fairly
20 something.
Yeah, so
I think she's almost y'all are around the same age.
Yeah, so late 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, late 20s to early 30s, if that.
Yeah, but she's still young.
Okay.
But yeah, she's...
So it's still fairly young, though.
Yeah, maybe 30.
Okay.
29.
Something like that. Hey, girl.
And, yeah, like, I've always kind of looked up to her, but, like, from a distance, because we really wasn't that close. Mm-hmm. But, like, being younger, growing up, y'all was always with y'all, like, all the time. Like, when y'all was in high school, going to the games, going to the mall, like, the music and stuff, like, people.
Oh my god! I just thought back to High School Music. No, the duck song. The song Tasia used to call the duck song with the mattress squeaking.
Definitely. What it is? Yeah, that was actually the bed squeaking in the background, and she thought it was ducks quacking. Yeah.
Oh my god! Great, and that's a good example of like a big sister,
right?
You were around all the time. That it felt like I wasn't disciplining or having to watch my niece. This feels like a little sister that we taking care of.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because when we were getting dropped off to school in middle school, we were dropping you off to daycare. Yeah. So it was just like
by the same grandparent that's dropping off the kids now. Like, all like siblings.
Yeah, crazy. So. Yeah, because I was 9 when you were born, so I feel like that doesn't.
It doesn't feel like you're an auntie.
Exactly. And then you get like these little ones now, and it's like, okay, I'm 20 years older than you. Like, you better listen to me.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. I think age factors in so much to relationships, period.
I think so now, because like a lot of people, they be like, oh, how do you know all these old songs? Like, these grown people songs. I'm like, like pre-Ricky. I'm like, I'm on TV.
Right. Put on early. Definitely Pretty Ricky.
Terrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they'd be like, oh, like, you act so mature for your age. But I feel like because when, like, I was younger, everybody was older. Like, I didn't have any cousins my age.
Yeah, you were the baby for a while.
I didn't have any cousins my age. They were all, like, older. My sisters were older.
Yeah.
So, I feel like...
Yeah. I'm thinking all your cousins, everybody's older than you.
Yes.
So do you feel like that forced you to grow up sooner, or do you think it was kind of just, like, inevitable? Like...
I wouldn't say I was forced, but I feel like it's just the circumstances made me act more mature. And yeah, that's just how it was because my environment.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome, though, because I feel like, I mean, I think there's something beautiful about preserving the innocence in, like, children or whatever, but at the same time, I think there's also something great about a child who is able to be mature, where a lot of their peers may be very immature.
Right.
And maybe you see things in a different way that they won't see for another 5-10 years.
Oh, God. You know what I mean? Longer, right?
Yeah. Pros and cons to everything.
Right, definitely.
What other roles comes to mind?
I do have a question about us as aunties because we grew up like, I don't want to say we grew up like sisters, but we've been so close. And then we had a time of distance and then a time of now coming back together. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like in that time, how do you feel about us? It's kind of putting you on the spot, but how do you feel about us as
if you don't mind
the aunt role that we have taken? Do you feel like it's been like enough? If it's been sufficient? If it's
could use work.
If it's fed your soul the way you would see an aunt doing, like, or you know what I'm trying to get at, like, you know what I mean?
Sorry. Really, me personally, I don't care. I don't require like a lot of attention because I'm just naturally distant myself. So like, I don't always have to see you, like, every day, talk to you every day, and, like, that's what I try to explain to my grandma, and she doesn't hear from me in a while, she'll think something's wrong or whatever, if I randomly call her, she'll be like, what happened, or,
is everything okay,
exactly, and it's just, like, I don't know, like, even in my household, I won't talk unless I'm spoken to, that's just how I am, but I feel like, our relationship could use work, but, I mean, our relationship is okay. Like, the only person who I really talk to and, like, hang out with is my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that's kind of weird, but...
That's awesome, though.
Well, I want you to finish, and then I want to comment on that, so...
But I wouldn't, like, people that look at, like, oh, why do you treat her, like, look at my mom, like, why you treat her like she your best friend? But it's, like, she doesn't treat me like I'm her best friend, because, like, I know the boundaries, but it's, like... I don't know, that's just how, like, I don't really talk to my sisters like that. I just talk to my mom because I'm always with my mom.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but other than that,
right.
even like our relationship is like that's how it kind of is with my sisters too. Like I don't talk to my sisters like that, and one sister she doesn't live with me, but we talk every once in a while. And like my other sister, she works a lot, so we just talk
in passing.
Yeah, we just talk when we talk, but that's just how it is. But I guess I feel like all my relationships could use work. I don't really talk to
same here. I feel like that too.
Yeah, I don't really talk to anybody, but I feel like that's just me, and people feel like I'm just distant, and they kind of probably think I'm doing it on purpose, or they'll think something's wrong, like I feel some type of way about something, and it's not even
that serious.
Yeah. So
that's good to know, because I mean, you are growing into a woman now, no longer a child, and I feel like it's good for us to know where you would need us and how you respond to things, and to know that she okay, just because we haven't heard from her doesn't mean she upset about something.
I think that definitely just allows you to learn the people around you. Like you said, you don't require a lot of attention, where other people, like, you need to talk to them daily for them to,
you know, think something wrong.
Right. And so I think it's important to know the people around you and to know your circle, and be like, okay, so I know I can go a week or so without talking to you and we'll be good. Or the person that's like, let me hit you, you know, it's been 2 days, let me just text real quick. And just, you know, like, I think it's important to know that, so that, because each person requires something different. So good to know.
And what you're saying about being so close with your mom, I think that's awesome, because at your age, I was not close with my mom at all.
Yeah, I don't think any of us.
Like,
yeah.
16,
17. I think she was trying to figure out, how do I maneuver around these daughters that are all different, and different things, and different attitudes, and whatever. And I don't know if she realized back then that, like, okay, what works for this one doesn't necessarily work for that one.
Right.
So I think my response was kind of just like, at the time, I don't think I was rebelling. I think I was just doing what I wanted to do. But now looking back, like, oh, maybe I was rebelling a little bit. Like, I'll still do what I wanted to do. Right. Yeah. But I don't know. I think that was the relationship that went through, like, it had to grow.
Yes.
And it took going away to college, and then going through life happens. And
that's like with my grandma, my mom's mom. I never really talked to her. Like, I don't know, it wasn't nothing, like, even when she was in Texas or whatever, like, we would talk when she would be on the phone with my mom, but I never, like, we never really kind of, like, got along or whatever, and, like, she would say I was just too mean or too rude. It was always something.
Yeah.
There's something that I did.
It's always something.
Right.
But, like, I would say, like, the past year, we got close or whatever, and she always brings up, she'd be like, oh, she being nice now, or she'd be like, she was never this nice or whatever.
And
I
know, Grandma, you gonna let it go.
It was just like, I don't know, I feel like it's because I've gotten older, but I talk to her every morning on the way to school, so I always talk to her, and I always call her, and, like, I feel like that relationship has gotten better over time.
Sometimes it takes time.
Right. And I think it takes time, and it takes learning about yourself. Because the more you know about yourself, the more you know how you can be and need to be with other people. Your grandma was like, oh, she was mean and it's like, I was a kid going through kid phases and just trying to understand what life is like. Now here I am as a teenager, young adult. I can call you on my way to school and we can chit chat, and we got a lot more in common now, even that we can talk about that 10 years ago we couldn't. So,
and I think it's allowing, I mean, I guess parents and grandparents are just trying to figure it out, but I think it's kind of allowing your kid to be, like, a human being and not, I mean, they need to have rules and
structure.
Whatever, but, like, don't minimize them and just make it seem like, well,
you're
wrong.
a child.
You know what I mean? Like, they're a human being. Like, acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel acknowledged.
And no, I'm glad you said that, though. I'll
say that, too.
Yeah, in all honesty, I strive for that with True. Like, I want her to grow into who she is, and me understand her how she is. Yeah. Not like, you need to be this way because I'm mommy and I'm telling you, you need to do this, this, and this.
Right.
And I think that's a perspective that a lot of older parents, older generations had, grandparents, where it was like, I'm the adult, you're the child, I know more than you, I'm wiser than you. We all saw Matilda. I'm right, you're wrong. You know, like it was literally like that dynamic. And so I think now, at least with me in parenting, I strive for that. I want to meet you where you're at. And maybe that's me being a therapist. I have to meet all my clients where they're at.
Yeah.
I can't work harder than the client. I can't move faster than the client is moving in their own progress. And so I feel like I take that approach with parenting. Like, I have to meet her where she's at. She's 5 now. Okay, so she likes this. And I'm like, instantly like, okay, maybe we put her in ballet or something like that. All these things that I want my daughter to do. And she's like, I want to sign up for karate. And I was just like, karate? Like, all right. And so I signed her up for karate. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, everybody's asking me, like, oh, is she running track again? You know, she comes from a track family. Her dad ran track. Like, okay, I get it. So it's like track. And I'm like, hey, do you want to run track? And she's like, she will do it if she doesn't have to do the track meets. And I was like, I don't know if it worked like that. Like, I think you have to. So track is out. Mm-hmm. And I know what we may be, I guess, leaving behind. If I don't make her run track, because she has like an extensive family history on her dad's side of running track. Yeah. And so it's like, I know what, I guess, like you said, forfeiting, but at the same time, if she don't want to do it, she don't want to do it. Yeah. If I don't have to sit at them long ass track meets, and because she's running from her coach the whole time, she's trying to sit with me and trying to the team. Yeah. So it don't fit for her. It don't fit. You know. And so I think it's just meeting people where they're at to see how the relationship will unfold.
And you said something about with the older generation and how, you know, they're kind of more set in their ways in the old school traditional way of parenting, whatever. But I'm curious because your mom isn't our mom's generation. So I wonder if, because you guys are so close, maybe it's because of like the fact that she's
younger. She's younger. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the thing too, because I feel like she was younger. Like we were like, she kind of, we both grew up together, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think especially because the whole, I'm gonna say the whole thing that y'all went through with losing your dad, and her, I can't speak for her, but I think feeling like she was alone, because that's when the family started like just going.
The shift within the family.
And I feel like being alone, but I had this child from somebody. This is my only child from this person, and you hold on to that. As a mother, I think I would too. Not that you cherish one child over the other, but I don't want to lose you because I've already lost a piece of that. And then, like you said, she was younger, growing up together. I think that's where the bond solidifies.
Yeah. And that leaves you in such a shit, what do I do now? You know what I mean? Like, that leaves you in a crazy place. Like, I just lost not only the love of my life, but now the father of my child. And this is everything I have to think about going forward. Yeah. And all I know is I got a baby to raise. Yeah. Like, hats off to you.
Hats off.
Let me not, like, get emotional right now. No. But when you really think about that, like,
here we go.
That's a lot. I think she just deserves respect.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's a lot. That's pressure, bro.
For a job well done, because it's not like you're a child that's out here running these streets and
I think she did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And I respect it, because I look at my relationship with Sienna now. I'm like, okay, in 10 years she's gonna be 18, and already I'm trying to develop this relationship. Yes, she know the boundaries, but it's not so strict. It's not like how I felt like I was parented. Yeah. Like, it has to be this way, my way or the highway.
Right.
Now, like you said, I give her free reign to discover yourself and be the person you're going to be without the strict. I used to want to be like the strict. And then I found like that was working against me, because when she started to see that I'm getting worked up because you're not listening to what I'm saying, then is she flips the script, and now she's just like, oh, I see where I got you. Yeah. And her behavior is just like
smart ass kids.
Yes. So I think not trying to be so authoritative. Yeah. Is that the one?
Authoritarian.
Authoritarian. Yes. The authoritarian. Authoritarian parenting style. Yeah. I will hope that it breeds a better relationship where she feels more comfortable coming to me, because from the beginning she could come to me about anything without me tripping on it. Yeah. I'm hoping. Yeah. And like we said, hats off to your mom.
Yeah.
Good job.
I think that definitely plays a role, because we weren't going to our mom like once we reached your age and like, okay, like I'm not a virgin anymore. You know, like these were the people I went to.
Yeah. This was literally it. Like, this was next big step in life, and I'm going here. Whereas like I would hope again that I'm curating the relationship and the bond with my daughter now, so that when she does hit 16, she's like, hey, I'm thinking this, or hey, I'm thinking that. The roles, going back to roles, and I think with fame and the role of being a partner in a relationship and dealing with infidelity. Because infidelity happens day in and day out in not every relationship, in multiple relationships. But as the celebrity in that limelight, you are even more scrutinized. And I was just reading, and it was talking about like, Beyonce. And she has a whole Lemonade album. So everybody knows Jay-Z cheated on her. So now it's like, do you stay with him? And, that whole message of the marriage and you're a wife.
I would imagine your PR team is like, how can we spin this? How can we...
That's the same with Cardi.
What do you do? Everybody knows Offset has just been out here. And it's known. But there's the homegirl, Shonda up the street, was just dealing with that too, but no one cares because it's Shonda up the street. But Cardi, it's like, oh nah, now you got the fans. Half of them are like, stick with him, make it work, that's your marriage, you're married. And you took vows.
Respect is respect.
Right. And then I was about to say, then the other half is like, so you're going to just let a man cheat on you? And I was, of course, reading my little Time magazine about marriage, and they even mentioned Hillary Clinton. Everybody knew about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. So what do you do? Because you're in politics now.
I feel like the women that do stick around after those giant scandals, whether it's the Beyonce or the Hillary,
they're not the same. Like, it's not gonna
they're not the same, but they're also viewed as if they're like a martyr. Like, she's stuck it out. Yeah, and it's like, but what do we say about the woman that decided like my worth is more and I deserve better?
But maybe they're just still together for like the public.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe for the public because they work better as a team together. So maybe that's why they still
more.
Stick together. But they probably got separate lives.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But then it's like I guess it goes into digging deeper into see like, and I think of Jay-Z and Beyonce because I feel like this is a prominent black couple.
Yeah,
and
everybody.
Yeah, so it's like, do they live their separate lives and then they kind of put on for camera? Because now they got these on the run tours that are selling out. So J and B together is, killing it.
It's like we was on the run and then he cheated. And now we back on the run. And I feel like people that sends a message to crazed fans like love wins and you gotta stick it out or whatever.
Because I didn't attend their last concert, but from what I saw, they had clips of them renewing their vows. They renewed their wedding vows. But then it's like, if we can remove the celebrity from them,
and they're just
humans. Right? We're humans and we're working through some shit because marriage is tough, and
that's what
nothing is gonna be easy.
That's what I was gonna say about Cardi. How like this whole shit happened, and now you want to go on Instagram about like I'm divorcing my husband. And you make a big
Instagram.
Scene. Yeah, you went to Instagram, which is all fine because that's what Cardi does, and she open about her shit, but. If in the long run, you're still going to work on it, and you just had a child with this baby, that makes a difference. Having a child with this, just having a child.
Within the first 12 months of the baby's life.
I
can't even
I would say if you're going to go to Instagram, you would, I don't know, maybe go
journal that shit out first.
Journal
Exactly.
And like, this is what I'm going to say. If you know you ain't leaving this man, don't put on like you're going to leave him and then next week y'all seen in the islands.
But what if it's like,
that's why
care.
I felt like that was kind of like for the public to like, like promote, like I feel like it was kind of like
an album or something was coming out.
Because like Offset kind of really made Cardi go more viral, like them together. Yeah. So I feel like
because Saweetie and the other dude.
Quavo.
Yes. I feel like when you can link up two artists, it's gonna go beyond. So
like Chris Brown and Rihanna, like they were viral back then.
So before viral was a real thing.
Yeah. Exactly. But I feel like that's just how it is. But I feel like it was probably like a publicity stunt because it was like he was going to her concerts and doing the most, like going on stage, and it's like. I feel like that was
but
I feel like her response was so genuine.
I did see that.
When he came out, what was that, Rolling Loud? And he comes out, and this was like huge because the Rolling Loud had never had a female artist headline like that. So this was huge for Cardi. And then you have your cheating ass husband who's trying to win you back. And like, so I have all of these flowers. And she was literally like, if you could see her, like she was pissed. Like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Cut the music.
I feel like I don't know how much of it on his part is genuine though.
That too.
Because I feel like, why do you have to make a show in front of thousands of people that you're trying to get me back? Like, let this be something behind closed doors. Is it only for a show, or is it like I'm going to do the most outlandish thing to prove I want my woman back? You know what I mean? Like,
but playing devil's advocate, I feel as though you're already in limelight as a celebrity. If you don't go hard, then it's like, are you even really trying? And I feel like that's a misconception that a lot of celebrities have, where it's like, we are on social media. We do this. I am going to display this affection the best way I know how, because now we're going to get the likes, we're going to get the follows, we're going to get the people to rally, and this is what we've been doing within our relationship.
I feel like cheating is some serious shit. And despite all the paparazzi and the fame and the shit, whatever, like, when you really think about it, niggas, me and you, and you just stepped out on your vows. And either we're going to repair this shit and work it out, or we're not, whatever.
Right.
So I feel like...
Me?
Yeah. I don't need you coming to my show.
I don't need that. Don't do that, because I'm the type of person that now I'm about to really embarrass you, because what you're doing is embarrassing to me. Everybody already knows you done cheated on me, and like, you want to come out here.
She's the one that went and put it out, because we wouldn't have known unless she wouldn't have said anything.
People was gonna know.
Well, I didn't
know either.
Yeah, I don't care. But like, the way I knew is because she posted it. But another thing, I feel like, public embarrassment deserves a public apology, but I feel like he was doing the most.
Yeah, that was too much. Not everyone.
I feel like don't come to my monumental.
Right. I feel like he took that moment.
Yeah, the limelight of nobody's talking about, oh my gosh, that was Cardi's best performance.
Exactly.
It's all about, oh, did you see what he did?
He came out on stage
like,
all
nigga,
those flowers.
This is my night. Like, don't dare try to out.
That's what I would be pissed at.
Even for the Grammys that just passed, like, she was trying to take her own personal pictures, and here he goes, like,
I've been noticing, it's like he's just always coming to right.
Listen, I saw that too. People on Twitter was just like, yo, he just like cheapens this photo so much. Like, you see, they like literally, they was like, these niggas devalue you, sis. Like,
I would love to have a body language expert. Like, look at those pictures and look at those videos.
I need any body language experts, like, hit us up, because I'm really into that. I feel like you can read so much from body language, and in these pictures with these celebrities, hit us up. I'm trying to figure it out. I really want to know what their body language says. Even with like J and B, because we always see them with the twins and they out and they're getting seen on pictures of them on vacation. It's like, well, nah, what that really mean though? Like,
but Beyonce, her life kind of like private. Like, you won't know.
She is private. Yeah,
she lets you see
what
she
right.
I feel like you don't know.
That's what I appreciate about her.
You don't know
what she don't want you to know.
Exactly.
And then shit like the elevator go down and you're like, fuck, there's cameras.
Didn't plan for that.
Right. Damn,
so let's make a song about
it. Before some shit go down when there's $1 billion in the elevator. Like, you can't get
it's like, we're going to spend this and make it seem like it was our plan.
Hello. That's what PR gets paid for.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. I think we kind of rolled rolls.
We really did rolls. I like that though.
Yeah, I have fun. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Like every episode, it will be available Wednesday nights at midnight.
Yes.
Well, Wednesday morning at midnight. So be sure to catch either the visual version on YouTube, or you can check out the audio version on SoundCloud, Radio Public, slew of places.
Check us out. Right. And be sure to comment, leave suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, leave topics so that we could talk about, like, even if you want input from my generation.
Yes. This is our Gen Y Insider. This is how we get
to know her.
The younger generations. Like, we need to know. I think we need to learn from the older, the wiser, and we can learn so much from the younger.
Yes.
So,
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.